Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. We seem to take a lot of credit for every achievement that we do. The government seems to be taking a lot of credit for every smallest of small achievement that we get. But I don't think we are taking enough blame, or I don't think we are even introspecting for our failures. Our failures normally are brushed under the carpet. I'm going to talk about one such failure. Let's get right into the show. Okay, so in February of 2022, Foxconn partnered with Vedanta to start a semiconductor chip manufacturing company, and it was said that they will do it in Maharashtra. In the last week of July 2022, a Foxconn delegation met the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Mr. Eknath Shinde, and the Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Mr. Devendra Fadnavis. Following the meeting, the Maharashtra Industrial Corporation issued a press note, and I read that press note. The press note says that Vedanta is in active discussion with the government of Maharashtra for their proposed manufacturing facility of semiconductors and display fabs, with a high concentration of skilled manpower, connectivity to the ports, seamless domestic supply chain, and highly developed industrial infrastructure. Talegaon in Pune has emerged as a prominent option for Vedanta and Foxconn for their 22 billion investment that can generate more than 2 lakh direct and indirect jobs. 2 lakh direct and indirect jobs made me feel very good. 2 lakh jobs, 2 lakh of our youth would have got jobs. $22 billion investment coming in the state I live in, Maharashtra, made me feel better. 22 billion jobs. ठीक है ना? We were all excited, we were all talking about it, and we were saying, wow, this is fabulous. Fabulous for Maharashtra. Of course, the government didn't leave any stone unturned to take all the credits for it. Okay, all this happened. Now, on September 13th, 2022, mind you, closer to Gujarat election, Vedanta and Foxconn moved the project to Gujarat, signing a pact to invest $19.5 billion. So, $22 billion came down to $19.5 billion to set up the semiconductor and display project production plant. Mr. Modi called the MOU an important step to accelerating India's semiconductor manufacturing ambitions. He added that the investment of rupees 1.54 lakh crores will create a significant impact to boost the economy and jobs. This will also create huge ecosystem of ancillary industries and help our MSME. This is what happened. So, 22nd July, we were supposed to have $22 billion in Maharashtra, and 13th September 2022, same year, it went to Gujarat. But 22 billion came to 19.5 billion. Was there a committee? Was there an investigating team which sat in Maharashtra for the people of Maharashtra by the elected Maharashtra government, because Maharashtra people elected the government? Did Maharashtra government set up a unit, set up a think tank or an investigating unit, a SIT, to investigate as to kya hua, kyun gaye? We lost 2 lakh jobs. Not according to me, according to the press release of government press release, Maharashtra government press release, 2 lakh jobs gone, 22 billion gone. Did we ever ask? The question I ask tonight is, every time there's a small gain, one train being launched, one flyover being made, you have Prime Minister and everybody coming and flagging, and every minister standing on straight line and flagging it off and all that kudos, every newspaper carries it, every front page ad, every newspaper in this country, the front page ad would be that. Small achievements, small gains that the state or the center gets. We have such huge PR activity. 20 billion, 22 billion rupees gaya, nobody questioned, nobody bothered, nobody questioned Maharashtra state government. Okay, ठीक है, चलो. A lot of you will say it went to Maharashtra government. No, it went to Gujarat government. From Maharashtra, it went to Gujarat government. Okay. Now, the story I want to tell you today is that Foxconn has withdrawn the 19.5 billion semiconductor chip manufacturing plant with Vedanta. They have withdrawn. They said, nahi karne ka. According to their own statement, they are giving, all the global GAN, all global sound bites, where they say, okay, we have other plans, we have other plans now, and we do not want to work with Vedanta. We are looking at more avenues. Vedanta can look at more avenues, and so on. And so forth. Vedanta says we'll find other partners. They will say we will find other partners. All of that sounds like a sound bite. A good sound bite, a politically correct sound bite. Reuters say that they went because that they were expecting certain incentives. They applied for certain incentives for the chip manufacturing. They didn't get the incentives from the government, so they have dropped the plan in India. This is what Reuters say. The question is, the government is saying nothing. No ads with saying, oops, Vedanta-Foxconn went away. No ad saying that. No Prime Minister, no Chief Minister is making any statement. Because जब आया था तो all statements, jobs and economic development, that development, this development, the whole world spoke about it. But when it went, nobody is talking about it. Oops, nobody is talking about it. Everybody is quiet about it. Is there a team? Again, I ask this question. Is there a team? Is there a team that is sitting and discussing why this company went? Why this project was not implemented in India? Is there a team? Is there a fact-finding team? Is there an investigative team? Is anybody responsible? Is anybody being pulled up saying that, bhai, $22 billion, had this happened in a private company? A lot of you all work in private companies, my viewers. Okay, had it happened in a private company, if a unit head had lost a project like this, do you think that guy would have had this job, or that woman would have had a job? Possibly her job, his or her job would have been at risk. He would have had to give 1,000 explanations to 1,000 people in his company and his board as to why he lost such a big project. Here, who is responsible? Who is going to the media now and saying, ye hua hai, ye mere se galti hua, this happened, or it was their fault, or whatever? Why no justification? And why no questions asked? You see, this is not the first company. Like I told you, I'm using this case. This case because it happened today. Ford went out of India. So many automobile companies went out of India. Why did people not ask why Chevrolet went out of India? Why did the government not put a fact-finding team to figure out how do we stop companies from going out of India? Because every company going out of India means job loss. Job loss. In a country that already have unemployment in such large numbers, in a country which already has, we are again allowing this to happen. And nobody seems to be questioning it. No media will ask this question. No media. No. You think television is going to ask this question? Or your mainline channel will ask this question? Or that man who sits there and shouts will ask this question? Kidhar gaya? Where did it happen? Where did this gone? Do you think anybody is going to ask this question? You have to ask this question because it matters to you. This is why we say that, at times you should have channels that will also ask questions. Because while we show our Prime Minister and our Chief Minister and all flagging off trains, we should also ask them, $22 billion went out of our country. Why did you allow it to go? Why couldn't you stop it? Whatever it takes. It was 2 lakh jobs. Couldn't somebody ask that? Likewise, every loss also has to be highlighted the same way we highlight every gain. And that's the point I wanted to make in this editorial. And that's precisely why I am doing this editorial. Chief ministers of various states makes huge claims. Their numbers which they are expecting per year, their expectations of FDI are huge, and what they actually get are different. I am not therefore saying that the FDIs are less or we are not getting good FDIs. We are. This year has not been good, which I understand. But otherwise our FDIs are good. But the fact remains that those are because of the people, because of our businessmen, because our entrepreneurs of our country. Most often than not, the government takes credit. Most often than not, the government takes taxes. The actual work is done by that entrepreneur of our country. The actual work is done by that businessman of our country, by that investor in our country who actually gets these people come to India and invest in our country. They are doing the actual work. They are doing the actual work. So the next time when you see front page ads, the next time when you have statements like, we are getting 2 lakh jobs and $22 billion and it is going to be great for the economy and all that, when these leaders, when these ministers say that, please understand, mehnat kisi aur ka hai. It's somebody else who had worked for it. Okay, the only hope that we have from these ministers and this government is to ensure that we don't let them go. We don't let these companies come and go. See what we can do to ensure that they are there. They sit, they invest in our company, in our country. Their money comes to our country. Their investment comes to our country, because that will get us jobs and that will get us a better economy. That's the point I wanted to make today. Till I see you next time. That's tomorrow at 10. Namaskar.